Welcome to this yin yoga practice. You can see behind me I've got lots of props to help me with this. So gather your props and come to lie down on your back on the mat in constructive rest pose. So that's with your knees together, feet apart. So you might want a little bit of a support underneath your head. So bring a blanket or soft towel. So you want your feet as wide as the mat, knees together and hands on lower belly. And soften your gaze or close your eyes. So take a moment to get yourself settled. And start to deepen your breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Allow your inhales to lift in your belly up and your exhale to soften your belly down. Let go of any tension in your face. Focus your mind on the breath. Inhale through the belly to the chest. Exhale through the chest as that deflates and your abdomen softens. Let your body rest heavily. Relax across your collarbones and your shoulders. If you sense any tension in your neck or throat, take a swallow and slacken your bottom jaw. And if there's anything that's distracting your mind right now, see if you can let that go. See if you can let it go on an exhale. Empty your lungs out. And with every inhale, feel your body in the moment that you're in. So bring your feet closer together, knees still bent. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace the fingers in front of the knee or bring it behind your leg, whatever feels best for you. And draw that knee in towards your chest. And then extend your leg, your left leg, flat on the mat away from you if you want a deeper stretch. Breathe deep into your abdomen and see if you can allow the weight of your arms to drop your right leg closer in. In this yin yoga practice, we want little muscular engagement. So drop any tension in the ankles, in the toes, in the calves, the knees, the thighs. Your fingers should be interlocked. Deepen your breath and allow the body to rest. This pose is very beneficial for the organs of the lower abdomen. It releases compression to let the organs receive good blood flow. So start to deepen the breath here. And we're going to come into our next pose, supine twist. I recommend you have a prop for your right leg, but I'm going to talk you through it. So first of all, bend both knees. So you want to just bring your left leg up, plant the foot down on the ground, and your right leg down, plant the right foot on the ground. Bump your hips over to the right and drop your knees over to the left. This is where you're going to need your prop, so you might want to just come up and just take your time. So I'm just going to use it's like a little soft bolster cushion. And then I'm going to use another prop for my right hand. So you draw your right hand away from you to your right side and your left hand on your right knee. Keep the head straight, looking up, close the eyes. So we're going to keep the head center for a few breaths to allow the stretch to occur in the thoracic part, that's the middle column of the spine. So there's no need to push or pull. So remember, if you need additional props, once you've got into your static posture, please feel free to stop, readjust. And breathe. So now let's take our head to the left side. So the same side as your knee. This allows more of a release in the front of the right shoulder and chest. And it allows the lungs to have more space to expand. Now you may want to adjust that right arm now. See if you can draw that right arm further up towards the central line of the shoulder maybe. So when we allow the body to have more space for the lungs, what we do is we stimulate what's called a meridian line. And meridian lines in this posture, we are looking at the lung and the heart. In traditional Chinese medicine, meridians are the energetic lines through which life force energy flows. It's a very big topic, one that we don't have time for today, but I will touch on now and again when we do a yoga class, and in particular yin yoga. You might notice your right shoulder has softened a bit. There's less resistance in your body. So deepen the breath. This is a gentle signal to your body that you are about to move shapes. And slowly bring your head back to center, your right leg back to center, your left leg back to center, and draw your right arm in. And we're going to do the other side. So take your time, move your props to the other side of the mat, and set up, ready to move. And then hug your knees into your chest and just rock side to side to ease out any tension in the spine. Interlace the fingers around your left shin. Drop that right leg onto the ground and draw it away from you if that feels good. So try interlacing your fingers towards the webbing. Then when your hands slide apart, your knuckles will catch each other. And you've got minimal effort now in your hands and upper body to keep your leg towards your chest. Relax the muscles in your feet. Relax the muscles in your ankles. Relax the muscles in your legs. Yin Yoga is a practice of cultivating contentment for where you are right now. There's no need to get into a fancier or deeper pose. You will enhance the benefits of the pose by being still in your outer body and by letting your breath move freely and effortlessly in your inner body. Remember your breathing. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So let's now start to deepen our breath as we move into our supine spinal twist on the other side. So drop the left foot down, draw the right foot in, bump the hips over to the left and drop the knees over to the right, hinging that left knee up and over onto your bolster, cushion, whatever prop you have. So take your time. Take your left arm away from you. And if your left arm feels too tight, remember, grab a prop. Move the angle down towards your hips if this feels less intense. Keep your head straight. Notice the sensations in your body. Slowly draw your head over to the right, giving you a stretch into the neck, the collarbone, and the inner length of your arm. As you rest on this side, you're now opening the upper length portion of the lungs. So let your inhale stretch the skin on your front body. Let your exhale encourage the bones to become heavier, sinking down towards the earth. As we hold shapes, the stillness is what brings you the benefits of the pose. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't adjust if you need to. If your left shoulder is feeling a bit of a strain, move it down on the angle, or if you need a deeper stretch, move it up. A few more breaths here. Let the breath have its full experience. Conscious breathing. Melt and let go, allowing the muscles of the face to completely relax, the fingers to relax, the feet to relax. A few more breaths. And then as you start to deepen the breath, begin by rolling the head back to center. Start to unwind, lift that left leg up and back. Right leg joins it, feet planted on the ground. And draw your left arm in. Draw your knees into your chest. Hug your knees and rock from side to side. So the next pose we're going to come into is Sphinx or Seal pose. So I'm going to show you this in demonstration. So if you're watching this video again and again, come into your preferred posture after you've tested this out. But for this session, I want you to just look at me and have a look at what might work for you first. So we're going to look at the postures without props first of all. So if you want the least back bend here, come onto your belly. So you may want to just try this with me. So come onto your belly and just stack your elbows and rest your head on your forearms. That's it. That's all you need to do if that feels good for you. If you want a little more sensation, prop up on your elbows and let your head drop to release your neck. Now if you want even more, come up into your hands, arms straight, into seal pose, with your body very, very heavy, and again, head dropped. And remember, you're going to stay here for about 3 minutes, so choose your preferred posture. But we can do this with props as well, so if you feel any strain in the lower back or lower shoulders, then what you can do is put a bolster cushion under your pelvis, or a pillow, and that will release that tension. If you feel any tension in the shoulders, put the bolster under the elbows and the ribs area, and that will release that in the shoulders for you. So try to find the shape you're going to work with, and we're going to work with body and breath. So get your preferred shape and now start to breathe. Inhale, allow the hips to become really heavy, and exhale, soften your body. This pose is very good for your kidneys and the adrenal system. When we are stressed, the adrenal glands get totally overworked and then things start to suffer. Your sleeping pattern might be all out of sync and you might feel like you have constant chronic fatigue. So if you're experiencing these results of stress, we really want to harmonise our balance, and this is a brilliant way of doing it. Your kidneys are protected by the lowest ribs on the back of your body. So see if you can bring your awareness there. Let's take a few more breaths in this pose, sending your breath to the back of your body, your back ribs, your kidneys. And to release out of this posture, you're just going to come down onto your clenched fists on top of each other. So just leave the props where they are. And then let's do a couple of breaths here where we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. This will release any tension that you've had in your lower back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Then slowly you're going to come all the way up, and we're going to come into extended child's pose. So your knees want to be wider than the mat, big toes together. But we're going to get really comfortable in this position. We're going to bring props up to our body to really encourage us to just relax and let go. So take your time building up your props here. Experiment with different things, see what works for you. You might need less props than I have or more. It's really a personal choice. So just take a moment, see what works. Now if your knees are really not happy in this position, lift your hips a little higher and come forward on the mat, on your elbows, and then bring further props in. Or pop something between your calves and your hips and just bow your head down. You might want a yoga block for your head. This gives a little bit of a gap between your nose and your mouth, allowing you to easily breathe. So we're going to be here for about 3 minutes, so really get comfortable. And see if you can let your breath move into your back body. So your inhale lifts and stretches the back of your heart, and your exhale gives you more surrender, allows you to melt into the earth beneath you. Sometimes when we think we're relaxed, there's still a few layers of resistance that we can just let go of. That's why yin yoga is a process, and that's why we take our time. For each breath that passes, we're able to get more comfortable, more relaxed, encouraging us to just let go. Sometimes we might feel that something's a little bit too intense, and that's okay. That's quite normal. And when that happens, I recommend that you take 2 nice breaths, 2 conscious breaths in. Just ask yourself, can I stay here like this now that I've melted into the posture, or do I need to move? Do I need to adjust? Trust yourself, trust your instincts. And breathe. So we're going to move out of this pose now, and we're going to go into our next shape. So there's 2 variations, so bear in mind the first variation may not suit you if you have painful knees. So the pose we're going to do is pigeon pose, or it's called swan pose in yin. So I just want you to get yourself set up. So you're going to potentially need some props here for your hips. So just have some things at hand, like a rolled up blanket, block. So I'm going to show you swan pose first on the right side. So take your right knee to your right wrist and draw that foot across. And draw your left leg all the way back on the mat. And then you might need a prop for your right hip. You might need a rolled up blanket or something bigger like a block. And then you're going to come down onto your forearms and let your head hang. But you might want a prop for here. So you might want a rolled up yoga mat. That might work, or a big cushion. Whatever side you're on, I'd recommend that you just take your head to that side if this is good for you. Now, if your knees are screaming here, I'm going to show you the other variation, which is to come on your back. So just turn yourself over. If this is the first time you've watched this video, then try it. So right ankle on top of left knee, flex the right foot, and this supports your knee joint. Now if you're looking for more sensation than that, you could just stay here with your arms out, palms facing up. You'll reap the benefits here, or draw your left hip in, interlace your fingers through and behind your leg. So drawing in the thigh. So we're going to be here for about 2 minutes. I'm going to just stay here now in this posture. So keep your breath the center of your attention. Notice if there's a part of you that needs attention. Send your breath to where you need attention. So, are you drawing those shoulder blades up? On your next exhale, can you see if you can draw those shoulder blades back and down towards the yoga mat? Can you rest your body more heavily? Sometimes in these shapes there's a noticeable of letting go. And when your body gives you that indication, can you sink even deeper? Making small adjustments can help you to open up the posture even further. And if you're struggling, see if you can lean into what you are feeling. Try not to distract yourself, but see if you can breathe right into the part of the body that is giving you the most feedback. Remember your controlled breathing. Some inhale and exhale. As we inhale, we're drawing that breath up and through the body. And as we exhale, we just melt and let go. As we start to release these poses, I'll give you instructions for both. If you're on your back, release your right foot, pop it on the mat and let your knees fall together and rest in constructive rest pose. And if you're in half pigeon, pick your chest up from your prop, your right leg back and come into a short child's pose if that feels good. You might also want to unwind the spine with a quick cat-cow. And let's set up on the other side. So I'm going to do half pigeon on the other side now. So left knee forward, right leg draws back. Grab your props for underneath you, your blanket or your block under your left hip. Grabbing any props as you come forward. Dropping the head. Maybe take your head to the right or the left. If you're laying on your back, left ankle on top of right knee, flex your left toes so the ankle and knees are stable. Reach through the legs and interlace your fingers. Draw knee to chest and let the hips melt. Refocusing on the breath. let your breath explore your body. Imagine the breath flowing everywhere, through the smallest of gaps, along the bones, through the ligaments, through all the tiny muscles. Visualize the breath moving in and around your pelvis. Imagine it moving in a figure 8 pattern. Notice if you have any tension in your jaw. Soften the bottom jaw. Soften the tongue from the roof of your mouth. So if you're on your back, make a similar transition that you did. Just dropping the legs down. Feet down wider than the mat, knees together in constructive rest, and just pop your hands on your belly. And if you're in swan pose, as you did on the other side, just want to slowly start to bring yourself up. Pressing the hands into the mat, removing any props. And drawing that left leg back to meet the right. And just coming back into a brief child's pose. So take your time. And our next pose that we're going to come into, there's two options. The first option is the most extreme, so be patient and take your time and see what works for you. Obviously, like before, if you're watching this video over and over again, then just come into your preferred position. So the first pose we're going to come into is snail pose. So grab a blanket and unfold it, and if you just watch me how I'm going to fold mine, we want this blanket to be a support for our shoulders. It's not for our head or our neck, it's just simply for our shoulders. So you want to get it so it's nice and smooth as well, so there's no ridges, ruffles, so just smooth it all out. You want it about this thick, and then you're going to put that at the top of your mat, but leave a gap big enough for your head and neck. Now this is going to support your shoulders, so you want the nice edge lower down the mat. So for snail pose, ease your body down so your shoulders are in alignment. So as you can see, my head and neck is not on the blanket, and my neck has space, as you can see there. I'm just putting my fingers through, got space there, knees bent, and then with a swing push back, maybe your feet touch the floor when you pull yourself all the way up and back. So use your hands to support your back, draw your shoulders in, elbows in. Now do not move your head in this pose. So this is where you would stay. You can bend your knees here And this is where you would stay for around 3 minutes. If this is not for you, take a big deep breath in and then slowly, bone by bone, exhale, control breathing, come all the way down. Now that is quite an intense pose, so if it's not for you, you want to come into seated forward fold. So you can just leave that blanket where it is. And what you want here is you want something under your knees. So as I have here, a little bolster cushion or a rolled up towel or blanket. And then you just simply want to start to forward fold. Now everyone looks different in this pose, and I want you to spend some time here experimenting over what props to use. So here I've got a rolled up yoga mat. I'm just going to see what it feels like popping a blanket over and then dropping my head. Or have that over my legs, bringing pops up here and then have some blocks on top, hugging in the blocks to release my arms down here. I'm just going to stay here for now. So be creative, find out what feels good for your body. You're trying to stretch the back here and release the tension. So for every inhale, let your body fill and stretch, and with every exhale, just allow that nice, gentle, natural hug. Both of these poses have an inward-facing perspective. You're looking at yourself. So just see if you can resonate with the heart here. Resonate with you, who you are, what makes you the person you are today. You have about a minute left, so if you are in snail pose, please do at any time come out of practice and do it in a controlled way, where you take an inhale and then a slow exhale as you drop back bone by bone onto the mat beneath you. But wherever you are, just enjoy this gentle relaxation posture. If you are in forward fold, just stay here. For you snails out there, please do not look at the screen. You don't need to look at the screen. Just roll yourself down, pop your knees together, and just take your time coming back onto your back. Maybe constructive rest, maybe hug your knees into your chest. This is our final pose before we come into a brief shavasana. So I just want you to start unwinding now if you're in your forward fold, removing any props and positioning them so you can get set up for a really comfortable shavasana. So as you can see, I've popped my pillow behind me, I'm going to put my blanket over me. I'd recommend you do keep something under your knees here. So for those who are in snail, pop something under your knees. Grab your eye pillow or eye mask. And then take the arms away from the body, eyes closed, chest softened. Just let go of any tension in your body. Let your bones sink to the center of the earth. and your muscles melt out the sides of the body. Soften your skin. There's no barrier between you and the world around you. I'm not going to speak now for around 3 minutes, so enjoy this rest, listen to the music, and I'll come back to you to bring you out of your Shavasana in 3 minutes' time. So to ease yourself out of Shavasana, deepen your breath. Inhale and exhale. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Bring your attention back to your body, to the ground beneath you, to the room that you are in, to the sound of my voice. Notice how you feel. Deepen the breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, move the head from side to side. Stretch your arms overhead, feeling that energy in your body. Bend the knees, turn yourself over onto your right side. Take a moment here, and then come all the way up into seated position. Try just to keep your eyes either closed or in a soft focus. Gather your palms in front of your heart. Take a moment and notice how you feel. That state of deeper relaxation than you began, a sense of steadiness and peacefulness inside of you. No matter how much the world is shifting, the chaos that comes your way, remember you are able to come back to this moment. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.